Making Mosaics, a how-to video from the Backyard Parables by me, Margaret Roach. Confession: I came very slowly and painfully to the lesson of underplanting, dragged by some much more talented gardener friends. But now, instead of sheets of a dull ground cover or two under trees and shrubs, I know it's possible to have complex gardens with many months of interest, even in a single space. I've learned to think mosaic, not monotone. 10 steps are required, and this one disclaimer: these mosaics are more work to maintain than sheets of a solid ground cover, so plant them where someone will appreciate the extra work and interest, like right by the front walkway or outside a key window. The steps. Number 1, no ring around the rosy, thanks anyway. Rather than circling the drip lines of trees or shrubs with ground covers and bulbs and such, you have to get all the way in there, even right near the trunk, to make it look un-man-made. Number 2, no polka dots except at first. Thinking mosaic doesn't mean onesies dotted here and there, but sweeps and drifts and deliberate repetition of said sweeps and drifts. At first, though, no matter how many plants you buy or what you feed them, the new underplanting will look like hell, well, at least like polka dots and a lot of mulch, which leads to the next lesson. Number 3, patience is required. Your bed will look better next year and almost great 2 or 3 years after planting. Eventually, you can start harvesting divisions of the most cooperative plants. Number 4, select a palette that relies on several key plants with a few others as punctuation. Buy or divide so you have lots of each mainstay to get you started. The late spring to fall palette, carefully tucked under my oldest magnolia, for instance, is glossy European ginger, yellow Hakanakloa, all gold, Japanese painted ferns, and Hosta June. Number 5, include ephemerals, early spring bulbs, or perennials that come and take advantage of the sunshine before the canopy leaves out, then vanish underground or at least don't take up much ongoing space. Winter aconites, trilliums, hylomacan, Dutchman's breeches, bloodroot, Virginia bluebells, the list goes on. By using ephemerals lavishly, I get about 6 extra early weeks of color from my underplantings in March to early May. 6, include some ground cover types, meaning plants that form thick mats, but not English ivy or Pachysandra or vinca, which are hoggish and too boring. I'm partial to epimediums, European ginger, Hakanakloa, hellebores, or perennial geraniums of a semi-evergreen nature, like macrorhizum. Number 7, make space for some real gems, perhaps species peonies, choice hostas, or even bulbs. An outburst of mardigan lilies or some little bawdy primulas such as the orchid pink Primula Kisoena would make for such an unexpected moment. Number 8, when choosing plants, remember that leaves are life partners compared with flirty flowers. Plan on a mix of scales, surfaces, and colors coming mostly from foliage. Think of the color range of heucheras alone that you could employ, or hostas. Foliage is hardly boring, which relates to this lesson. Number 9, texture is also a great ally. Work it. I can't imagine mosaics succeeding without some linear things like grasses, sedges, or iris, contrasted against some ferny things such as, well, ferns or goat's beard, and against some large textured things such as bigger hostas like sege or perhaps astilboides or regersia. Subtler textural possibilities, you might play off matte versus shiny, for instance. Number 10, once you've selected a palette, repeat, repeat, repeat. Not just in the first area, but another spot in need of some extra interest where it may be all mulch right now or a sea of a single ground cover. Soon your initial experiment will afford you some divisions, and on to making the next beautiful mosaic you will go.